Hi, I'm Paula Jean Harrison with the Fintech Times, and I'm here at Innovate Finance Global Summit. Would you like to introduce yourself for us, please?
Hi, my name is Andrew Davis. I'm the Head of Investment Promotion for Invest Hong Kong here in the UK. Invest Hong Kong is the government agency responsible for attracting companies to set up in Hong Kong. And of course, Innovate Finance, it's got to be fintechs.
Fantastic, of course. And how are you enjoying the event so far? I'll ask first.
It's been fantastic to be out with real people and not staring at a screen. I'm sure you hear this all the time. We're really pleased to be here and be a sponsor of IFGS. It's 3 years since we were last here, but it's great to see old friends and old contacts.
Perfect. And then let's just dive right into it. What are some of the major trends we're seeing in fintech currently?
Well, from the Hong Kong perspective, things like insurtech, wealth tech are really resonating at the moment. We're seeing both homegrown as well as overseas companies exploring this basis, and it's really, really important that we provide the services to help them set up and come into Hong Kong. So it's really interesting. I mean, one of the homegrown companies is actually exhibiting here, which is Air Wallets, which is a Hong Kong fintech company. So that's it's really nice to see that. And we also saw that at Money 2020 as well last year.
Yeah, fantastic. And so I think we always talk about in sort of fintech in the industry that collaboration and partnerships are really important to drive it forward. How key is collaboration to the future of the industry, do you think?
I think it's absolutely vital because just speaking to companies here and looking at the service that we offer called the Global Fast Track Program, it's a great way for companies, new fintechs and established fintechs to find partners to collaborate with in Hong Kong. So we're introducing them to whether it's the regulators, banks, people who will buy their services. So unless you do that and give companies a really easy way into the market, it's vital. So I expect to see a lot more collaboration come along. We've seen it in the past between accelerators and incubators, and I think it's going to be much more widespread than that.
Fantastic, and I think it would be remiss of me not to ask you about Hong Kong. And so I'd love to know sort of what the landscape is looking like out there currently, and I guess some of the effects of COVID now. We're sort of hopefully over the peak of all that.
One hopes so. I mean, I think we've all learned the lesson from the last 2.5 years that, it's not over till, it's over. And it's really important that businesses take that into account. But we're seeing a lot of interest as people expect 2023 to be the year when they can really kick off. And reading some of the analyst reports on Asia, they see that as because of changes that are happening in China, markets opening up elsewhere. I see that as a really key point in going forward. Of course, if we have another issue with coronavirus, it might not be the case, but fingers crossed, we'll go forward. And it's, as I look at the landscape now, we're seeing people coming up and saying, we're not going to go this year, but next year. And so I think what we will see is a huge opportunity for British fintechs and European fintechs from anywhere, to come into the Hong Kong market, expand throughout Asia. So I'm fingers crossed, hopeful that this will happen and that we won't be thrown any more curveballs. It's been a curved enough last 3 years, to be quite frank. But business is still coming because there is the opportunity to make money, to be successful. And I was talking to one of my previous clients who've set up in Hong Kong, who've really gone on and they're in the process of being acquired. So there are exit strategies in there as well.
Fantastic, of course. And then just finally, I'd love to know, what are some of the major differences between the market in Hong Kong and then the London and the UK market, and what is it about Hong Kong that might attract a company to go over there?
I suppose you could say China is the only country in the world with two currencies. You have the RMB, you have the Hong Kong dollar. That is a real difference from anywhere else in the world. I'm not touching on the subject of cryptocurrencies, but let's say, so there is an opportunity. There is so much pent-up demand. COVID has shown us that digital everything is the way forward. And I'm really hopeful that this singular advantage will drive a lot of businesses to come to Hong Kong in the future.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for your time today. It's been really great
Thank you,
to
Paul.
chat.
It's been really enjoyable.